And welcome to that smoke when it comes to pro wrestling smoke. You know, I am carrying up a Southern champ, aka the porn rap star. Find all my links with one link on mylinks.com/porn rap star. I'm gonna say that on all the podcasts. You deal with it. And this wonderful episode of Pro Wrestling Smoke is being brought to you by PassDat Inhalation Partners, the owners of PassDat Apparel. You can find that on TeePublic, as well as what kind of smoke do you like? I got the kind of smoke that you need. SmokeKind.com. Hit my referral link to get some wonderful discounts and sales for legal cannabis that can be mailed to your front door. They're the kings of THCa. So, there you go. Welcome to Pro Wrestling Smoke. And, you know, I talk about pro wrestling because I'm a pro wrestling fan. I love pro wrestling. I'm a huge pro wrestling fan. Working on something that hopefully I get the opportunity to be, I guess, a brand ambassador for a wrestling promotion, independent wrestling promotion. Stay tuned for that. I'm gonna love that shit. But this week in pro wrestling, I mean, you pick your nose. I don't do cocaine. My nose just itch. So excuse me. Where should I begin this week when it comes to pro wrestling, right? Well, first, I posted a Twitter feed because I had the pleasure of watching Queen of the Ring. I did see the Iron Claw. I've seen pretty much damn near every wrestling movie there is, even some that y'all might not even. Some I remember, I can't remember the name for, but well. This movie was actually pretty good. It strengthens my mind as well as Heels because the girl that played in Heels was in this. They need to do a TV series, Netflix series, whatever series, centered around Memphis wrestling. But that's a conversation for another day. Even seeing Jim Cornette on the big screen, oh my God, I would love to see him play like George Goulas. He'll play George Goulas. Not Junior, George Goulas. Which, oh my God, y'all just don't know. I'm sorry. If I had the money, if I had the power, if I had the Infinity Gauntlet, I would snap that into it. But anyway, the movie was pretty good. A lot of the stuff, of course, was a little embellished. It was a timepiece, but some of the movie wasn't timepiece. And what I mean by that is, like, for example, like the press conference they had. I don't know if they had a press conference. You know, they might have had one. I guess. I don't know. I know that, yes, Mildred Burke was the shit. It just wasn't because Jim Cornette told me so. I actually did my research. Like, not only do I look at the history of porn, I look at the history of professional wrestling as well. And I saw they had Jim Mitchell. They had Gorgeous George explain their connection. But can we have a real conversation? I get Billy Wolf was a piece of shit. Okay. Now, I don't know if this was fact, what they were suggesting in the movie, or not. But Mildred Burke was fucking her stepson. And I was like, wait a second. Ain't nobody saying shit about that. Oh, no, wait a second. I heard people talk shit about how, Bill Wolf prostituted some of the girls, which they did not say nothing about that. He was fucking a lot of girls and so forth. And her split from Billy Wolf was when she made her shit, but they did do that. But I gotta put this. A lot of it, I would love to see someone do a video, which he probably do got on YouTube, real life versus movie, because we do know sometimes movies embellish shit. I mean, look at, Godfather of Harlem. The Chin Gigante never met Bumpy. They probably never even ran across each other like that. But, you know what I'm saying? Even the way they do Frank Lucas. All right. But, they're not going to only be accurate. It's just going to be the part of the story that is cool. You feel me? But, what's so funny about the shit was that he went up and told his dad that he wanted to marry her. And his dad slapped him not because that's your fucking stepmom. I'm like, how you want to... I was sitting there looking at the shit. I'm like, what the fuck porn scenario shit is this? But, I mean, what's his damn name? Jerry Lewis. He dated his cousin. Elvis Presley had a young buck because Priscilla Presley was very young when she was a teenager. Crazy how back in the day, the shit that we sit here now and just completely talk shit about, judge people on, actually happened back then. Because it's to the point that, not saying that, I mean, that was crazy, yo. I was like, wow. I didn't even think. It's just like when I looked at this shit and I thought about it, and then I read up on when it came to Napoleon. I said, oh, Napoleon a cuck. I get it. There was freaks back in the day, people. Trust and believe that. It was freaks back in the day. I'm not even going to front. It was like, I was like, well, damn. Mildred Burke actually had a porn scenario going on. So, but no, I mean, in real life, do some stepmamas fuck they stepsons? Sometimes art imitates life, I guess. But other than that, it was a very good movie. I'm not even going to front. I was just found that just funny as shit because think about older women, the dynamic of an older woman with a younger man, the soap opera of the stepmom fucking the stepson, and backdrop pro wrestling. So, but no, it's a good movie. You should definitely go check it out. But I just found that interesting that no one said nothing about that part of the movie. But I was willing to say it. So anyway, now I know y'all like, man, go on with the other shit. Let's get on with it. Let's get on with it. Get on. Well, I actually watched Triplemania from Monterey. I caught the tag match where Berto and Garza became the AAA tag champs. And Vikingo, in a crazy cage match, retained the AAA title. Also, I heard through the grapevine and through many of these wonderful news outlets that they want to push Mr. Iguana straight to the main roster because of merchandise sales. Funny what happens when you can sell some toys. So I was listening to Jeff Jarrett discuss some things and a couple other people. And I gave my thoughts on what WWE was probably going to do to Triplemania in many ways. Slowly but surely, they're going to change it. Because y'all need to actually go check out Jim Cornette discussing Mr. Iguana. I said the same thing. I said he is the WWE version and answer to Orange Cassidy. A character that you would think that would not get over actually is getting over. And I hear him talk about the contrast of Worlds Collide then and Worlds Collide now. And that actually this is the time to introduce Triple H. CMLL, Triple H, any of that really to the American audience, because we're into that type wrestling now. It's kind of like the shit that I was watching on Galavision, I'm seeing in America. Like, it was funny because I never forget when I first saw Canadian Destroyer, right? And it was Peter Williams that did it. So he did the Canadian Destroyer. And then I went and saw the Dark Cuervo. He was part of the dark sector. I don't know, the La Secta, or whatever the hell it is, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to any of my AAA people that are listening and fans. He did the Canadian Destroyer. I saw a couple of them do the Canadian Destroyer. So I was like, so a lot of the wrestling that we watch is actually, we've been watching Lucha Libre since the 90s, for the most part. It's just we didn't know it. But go and look at what this show look now, and then go look at what Worldwide was. WWE is going to pretty this up whether y'all like it or not. It's going to be a gentrification. Because the point is, they want to make it palatable for the American audience, for the worldwide audience. Because really, Lucha Libre was more about the Hispanic Mexican audience. Just like at one point, New Japan was about Japan. But then, and all Japan to a certain extent, but the Japanese companies figured out we need foreigners. We need Americans. Why in the world you think New Japan got a dojo over here? Why Progress and ICW jumped the opportunity to be on Peacock to get into this market? I don't see any American wrestlers jumping and take their ass over to England like that. Even to New Japan, even to some point, they eventually want to bring their asses back home. Oh, my bad, New Japan Strong. That was the whole purpose of New Japan Strong. But trust me, it's going to be a gentrification and it's coming. But to even show you, when the last time you heard of a WWE tag team hold the AAA tag titles? Now, it's another honest conversation. They won't put the WWE titles. Hold on, let me get something here. The WWE titles on these two guys. They won't put the NXT tag titles on these guys. They won't put the world tag titles on these guys. But they put the AAA tag titles on them. Can't make this up. Now I get it because now here's the other kicker, right? Oh, Trick Williams is the TNA heavyweight champion, but now a TNA, now a AAA wrestler holds a WWE or NXT title. Dun, 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 dun. Sip shit. You will never see WWE. You won't know why you would not see that happen. Because that would be that would make WWE look bad. You would not see a TNA. No, they even show you how serious this is. You had the top TNA champion lose to Evolve wrestler. No, you had the top TNA champion lose to Evolve wrestler, but you'll never have the top TNA wrestler win the Evolve title. And Evolve is what the development as it gets. Wow. Funny. So, with all that being said, I'm not surprised they're trying to push Iguana to the top of the card. Well, not to the top of the card, but to the main roster. He ain't gonna do nothing. I don't really see him. Will he be over? Yeah. But I don't see him being a world champion or anything like that. Okay, look. See how my cat is a trip. I'm recording. Go away. Now. Oh my goodness. Now, what has been going on in the world of WWE anyway? We had the Raw, we got the King of the Ring qualifiers. So far, I think we got Randy Orton. We got, let me see, who is the King of the Ring? The Ring. We have, well, damn it. So I need to take more fucking notes. Anyway, we got the King of the Ring. We know Cody and Randy Orton has made it to the semifinals. I could just Google the fucking shit. King of the Ring. Yeah, we do know that is going to happen. I think Jey Uso was announced to be added to the mix of the King of the Ring so far. Let me see what we got so far. We have so far Sami Zayn, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes. This coming week, it should be Bronson Reed, Rusev, Sheamus, and Jey Uso. Plus, add to it in the women's side, we have Roxanne Perez, Jade Cargill, Alexa Bliss. And then the next match is coming up is Oscar Ivanau, Raquel Rodriguez, and Stephen Foucault. I already know on that end. Hello, we will be having Oscar in this match. Actually, I think our King of the Ring will probably be between Oscar and Jade Cargill, because I think we lean to a cash in of the Money in the Bank. To be honest with you, I smell one. Now back to the guy's side. Sami Zayn, got the win on Braun Breaker, Dominic Mysterio, and Penta, thanks to LA Knight getting some payback on wonderful Braun Breaker, which he returned the favor on SmackDown. That's why Randy Orton got to where he got. Was able to get to the next round, and he did one wonderful, I repeat the word, one hell of a RKO catching Carmelo Hayes coming off the top rope. I actually saw that video. He was going to do a splash on LA Knight after LA Knight got literally decapitated. So, I don't know how the end of this next match is going to be. That's the other kicker, because we got Bronson Reed, Rusev, Sheamus, and Jey Uso. I think it's going to be Jey Uso. Because it'd be Bronson Reed. I think it'll be Bronson. I just got to feel it'll be Bronson Reed, but he's not going to beat Cody. And I think we might have a Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes to set up a Randy and Cody feud after the John Cena match. Because it's crazy that John Cena will be probably dropping the belt on SummerSlam or what have you. It'll be crazy if we don't. Okay. But next, and then of course, the furthering of John Cena and CM Punk. I don't know this match is going to be good because it's CM Punk. Because with John Cena and CM Punk, I don't know. It's crazy that they did convince CM Punk to go to Saudi Arabia for this match. And John Cena. That bag must be big. So, I don't know if they're going to be the greatest of matches, but I'm here for it for nostalgia purposes because I'm sorry. I think I do remember that match and the iconic kiss goodbye. I'm taking the belt with me. And, of course, two great ones on the mic. I love it. Now, where is we going to go with R-Truth? Because we see him been attacking John Cena. So apparently they're telling a story behind the story because now we got John Cena having a second match with R-Truth at some point. Because he supposed to have 19 dates left with, after this. Cody being Saudi Arabia, that would be 18. And if you're going to take the bet off of him doing SummerSlam, would you have him defend the title against R-Truth before? Or would you have him face R-Truth after? Because that's what they pushing this to. Excuse me. Ron Killings. I'm sorry for being so. I'm so disrespectful. Ron Killings. I'm like. Actually, I love to see him go back to the jeans. Fuck the jean shorts. Wear the jeans. Because that's what Ron Killings was known for. The jeans with the belt and the crazy writing. But like I said, I'm curious to see what happens with that. Low-key, did you know that the SmackDown and Raw tag team champs are black? First time in history where you have two sets of black tag champs. I just had to shout that out. Shouts out to the Street Profits. Shouts out to New Day. It's still rocking, my opinion. I kind of like the heel. I kind of like the heel persona, actually. Different from the original one, where they're supposed to be like just positive to. They just smug right now. The tag team division actually in WWE. Okay, I'm just gonna say WWE has the worst tag team division. Raw and SmackDown has the worst Raw has the worst tag team division. SmackDown is just a little bit above them. Damn shame NXT has the best women's division and technically tag division in WWE. It didn't not main roster. Because SmackDown, at least we got a bunch of tag teams that I can name off that can challenge. But Raw, so I see why they decided to say fuck a singles push for Jey Uso. Let's just do a tag team. So there we go. Next step. Of course, you know Jey Uso lost the World Heavyweight title. And now we're hearing that he is not going to get a push. His dad, Rikishi, is very pissed, saying that the writers don't know how to write. Some people don't know how to book. If you're over, you're supposed to be a champ. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be a champ. If you're over, you're over. And so forth. He only had the belt for 51 or 56 days, I think. So I had a conversation before. I said I didn't really think that his title run was that great. I hear people talk shit about my man. A couple people, even for God damn, what is his fucking name? The Maharaja. Y'all know what I'm talking about. His title run, but Jay's title run was, and yeah, I was surprised he even got the title shot. I was surprised he even won WrestleMania. He even won the Royal Rumble. So, and from what I understand, it they are now setting this up to where Goldberg is going to probably at some point challenge Gunther. So, Gunther and Goldberg, I'm going to leave that alone. I'm a Goldberg fan, but I'm going to leave that alone. We are not timeless like Tony Storm, who looked good as fuck in that damn movie. But anyway, okay, so which even heard that supposedly supposed to get Jimmy a U.S. title run. Okay, look, just put the fuckers back together as tag team. I mean, let's be honest. Yeah, y'all not gonna put the world title ever on Jimmy. To me, Jay is the standout, and that was because, well, he had no choice because Jimmy got hurt, so he had to become Jay main event Uso, and he did a good job. He's not a Jay Briscoe. Oops. He's not a Jay Briscoe. I'm just saying. Ring of Honor champ 2 times. I'm just saying. But, it is what it is. Speaking about Bloodline, Everyone was saying Hikuleo he's gonna show up on SmackDown. He's gonna debut on SmackDown. He debuted on the dark match after SmackDown. When I heard that Solo Sikoa did a vignette behind the scenes, setting up next week, I'm like, nah. They wanted to see what Hikuleo would look like in front of this big ass crowd because we've been training your ass for the past year and a half in some cave in Tibet. Keeping you out of TV, waiting for the moment to just unleash you, and they put you in a dark match with one of the model boys, with one of Pretty Deadly. So he will be appearing next week on SmackDown. I'm expecting a bloodline beatdown of Jacob Fatu. It's now time to build the monster into the lovable teddy bear. I keep trying to tell y'all look at the motherfucker gonna be the next big superstar after Roman. I'm just saying. And behind him is Zilla. If they ever bring Zilla in. But I'm liking this Solo Sikoa, honestly. I'm loving him. He is funny to me. He's showing personality now. I'm starting to get to it. I'm like, he's a funny prick. So he started coming into his own. I think when they started this, he didn't know who Solo Sikoa was other than the quiet, silent monster. The baby Samoa Joe. So I'm so curious about that, or what have you. And of course, we will be having a Evolution coming up. I talked about that, I think, on the other podcast with the of course, what was it? Did I talk about it? No. It ain't happening on properly. With Nikki Bella and her sister, probably will be an Evolution. I'm curious to see what that card is going to look like. And I'm very curious about that. I know they're going to have some AAA girls, going to have some NXT girls. Stephanie McHugh definitely going to be a part of it. I also see that they're trying to set up Julia going for the women's U.S. title. Plus, Becky and Bayley, finally, we starting to get that storyline. The question is what about Live Mercury? Because it's interesting that someone said something that I think was Sam, well, I got that, Roberts, I think that's his name, said that she should become a heel, or should turn heel. What is Sam Roberts? If I'm wrong, whatever. Should turn heel. And because Bayley comes in stepping on her toes to get back the Intercontinental title. And we should, because we friends and But if she turned heel, are you saying that she sides with Becky? See, I always wanted to see the dynamic. ICW had this female group, and the female wolves, that's what they call the she wolves. One, they had one that she was both of them were IC champs and some women champions at some point. And I like the dynamic because they both was Irish. Now I'm sitting here seeing, my thought was Piper Niven and Becky. But Live Valkyria and Becky is a duo, heel duo. I like that. I like that. I like that. Actually, I like that. See? I like that. I can deal with that. So now, let's move over to AEW. Because like I said, I'm doing a little brief overview because I got a busy day of recording today. Okada, well, actually, this is the fourth. Okada and Kenny Omega. Okay, first of all, the angle this week. Bravo, bravo. Hold on. Bravo. Y'all know how I do sometimes. I got to step away because I'm sleeping because I'm supposed to eat. So smoke when I'm doing this. And there we go. Love just spitting up the blood. He got beat up. Don Callis. I keep saying this. Don Callis, man, he just gonna keep adding motherfuckers. He gonna have like 20 members by the time this time next year. He got Don Callis A and Don Callis B. Oh man, but we never saw this on state soil. I've seen the matches. I'm pretty sure y'all done Google them, YouTube them. Is this going to be the level to what they did before? No. Might be better. Because they're older. They're not going to take as many risks, so the match is going to be very, very, very calculated. Now, is it going to be fast-paced? No, they're going to pace this shit. I'm looking forward to this. To me, that probably will be the match of the night. Actually, that should be the main event. Why not? Who said that the world title, the AEW title, should be the main event? Especially since AEW got a lawsuit because of Moxley. Okay, look. What I understand why I read about the lawsuit, they use a guy in an angle where he posted handed Moxley something, a screwdriver, and Moxley took it, I guess, and pushed him down to the ground and hurt him. Why didn't y'all just use a wrestler that nobody know? Why a civilian? Bodyguard, I don't give a fuck. If he ain't in the ring, done ring shit, and I don't mean put the ring together. No. I was watching Hog. And it was Amazing Red versus some dude. And Amazing Red, okay. I love Amazing Red. I am a huge fan of that dude. That dude jumped over the top rope, took out the opponent, and some of the front row. Now, lucky they were smart enough to get the fuck out the way because you understand this ain't WWE, this is independent wrestling, House of Glory. This is the ring, right? This hand's the ring. Look how close and how much room they got for the barricade. And he gonna jump. It was like, and I'm talking about he was acting like it was a WWE setup. Like you got about a good goddamn 24 feet. It's a reason why they can do all that crazy shit in WWE, AEW. They got distance between that and the barricade. And them barricades are strong. It takes a lot. They know which ones to hit. Now, don't think they ain't gonna hurt though. I'm just saying. But so I see that be the main event. Now, Tony, congratulations on what you're doing with this storyline with Death Riders, with the world, with the AEW heavyweight title picture. Finally got Adam Page telling off the Young Bucks. That what we needed, because I told y'all one of the matches is going to be Ospreay and Swerve versus the Young Bucks and All In. Y'all going to come back and hit me up and say, Bob, you was right. Because what you going to do about Ospreay and Swerve for All In? They're not in the title picture. The Young Bucks just did an angle where they wore those spike tennis shoes and was about to super kick Party the shit out of Swerve. And wow, Ospreay took a bullet. Just the visual and the camera work. Love it. So, at some point, I spell a 6-man tag with the Triumvirate, the good guy Triumvirate, with Swerve and Adam Page and Ospreay against Mox and Dims. I'm loving that shit, right? To me, I always love Adam Page, and Adam Page is doing his best shit right now. Adam Page is really showing he's about to win the title, and he making it make sense. See, the one thing that Jey Uso never did that Adam Page did is made us say, okay, yeah. Nobody really said during his title run, yeah, okay, I can see why they went that route. I can see why because everyone thought it was going to be Ospreay that was going to win that match. Even I did. I did not see Adam Page being the one winning. But Tony probably looked there and said, I kind of owe you a good title run, Adam, and you've been killing it. Because he got over. I would love to talk to Billy and see how he feel about Adam Page compared to when I first was doing Pro Wrestling Smoke with him. And Billy Pilgrim on Pro Wrestling. Yeah, the podcast that we had. Go back and listen to it. He murdered Adam Page. Didn't like him. Now, Adam Page, yeah, I'm all for him being champ. I am so looking forward. But if anyone's going to take the bet off of him, MJF. So MJF has a match against Mystico. Very interesting trios match, which they won with the Hurt Syndicate. I am looking forward to seeing MJF against Mystico. MJF is a damn good wrestler. He proves that he can wrestle with anybody, baby. He anyway. And Actually, let's have a real conversation on this one. That this Mexico show is going to be huge because now that AAA has been bought by WWE, CMLL and AEW really got to show how they're the superior product in Mexico. Period. Because it's going to be new age with AAA because WWE is going to change it. Whether y'all want to believe it or not, what AAA used to look like versus when they get finished with it. Versus old school, traditional, this is what it was, this is what it is, Lucha Libre. And so I'm so for that. The one thing I can say about this week, honestly, is that Dynamite, because we understand this was 4 hours, and the 4 hours to me was straight. I liked it. It was paced well. The best shit was on Dynamite. Okay. Because even with the Mercedes Moné attacking my wife, Toni Storm, beating the shit out of it. Then Mina Sakawa, her sexy ass came out, and she had the shit beat out of her. Okay, when is Mercedes Moné dropping the TBS title? Now, because if you're going to have Mercedes Moné win the AEW title, which I think that is where they're heading, I think it would be cool if she drops the belt going in to Mina Sakawa for the TBS title. And I'm still waiting to hear about the tag title situation because what was his name? Ty Mello looks good. Like she ain't lose nothing. That was a good tag match. I'm glad they got Megan Bain with Penelope Ford. I'm liking the tag that the people they putting together for this tag team division. I'm liking it. I'm loving it. They actually got tag teams. You know what I'm saying? I just think Tony need to find a couple of, like the King Bees. Hello, the King Bees. They're actually a tag team. And they're good looking and they can go. North Carolina, stand up. What else happened? I'm seeing they're setting up Statlander and Willow in a feud. Or should I say Statlander turning heel? Which, would like her as a heel. I think it's time for her to be a heel. Her demeanor is heelish. There you go. I heard that Private Party's contract is coming up. And the way it's sounding, I don't think AEW is going to renew it. So I know everyone's going to sit there and say probably WWE. I got a stinging suspicion they might be in TNA. The reason why I say that is because I don't think WWE is going to jump on it. I think WWE might have an interest in them, but I think they might go fuck with TNA. That's just my opinion. It wouldn't surprise me if they did. You feel me? But if they're not going to be main roster, they're going to be NXT. Private Party, did AEW drop the ball with them? I don't know. Because to me, I think okay, I'm gonna be real with you. Private Party to me, I felt as a tag team, they're a great tag team. They can go, they can do a lot of shit. But the one thing I think they never was able to was get over to where the fans really could feel them. You feel what I'm saying? When it comes to their promos, when it comes to the mic, and so forth. And to me, it's like with like FTR. FTR, you hate them. When Private Party was bad guys, I could never see myself hating them. I couldn't believe you was bad guys. Even with good guys, it's like even with their tag title reign, it just felt like wrong time. Because this is what made the Usos the great tag teams of back in the day. What made you believe in their greatness as a tag team? The teams that they beat, the teams that they conquered before they got the titles. That's what I believe happened. It's like, understand something. How can I put this? If you saw the Rock and Roll Express versus Road Warriors, you thought that they had a chance to beat the Road Warriors. At no time we ever believed that Private Party could be the Hurt Syndicate. Now, granted, and think about it, people wanted to see the Hurt Syndicate win. They didn't want to see Private Party win. They'll tell you something. So to me, Private Party, I'm gonna be real with you, has always been, in my opinion, a WWE type tag team. I don't think they were the best fit for AEW. Unpopular opinion. And they gonna be like, they do the fifth, do that third. No, they're more sports entertainment. It's the same thing with it. Trust and believe. Ricky Saints, aka Ricky Starks. People said AEW dropped the ball with him. Not really. Don't get it twisted. Ricky Starks fits WWE. It's just certain wrestlers just fit the WWE shit. Certain wrestlers fit AEW. That's why they flourish. Mox was never a WWE guy to me. Nobody wants to say that shit. Seth Rollins, I saw that. Roman Reigns, he was basically born and bred. But Mox was never him. Mox was not him as in he wasn't a great wrestler. Mox, in my opinion, was never a WWE type guy. He didn't fit it. He was more of a ECW. He was more of a AEW. Because the way he is now, ain't no way in hell WWE would let him be that way. It's just certain dudes just ain't built for the WWE. Certain dudes is not built or can thrive in that arena. And I don't mean that Mox. So for people like, well, Mox was the world champ and did damn third. Yeah, because Mox was Mox. Excuse me, Dean Ambrose was Dean Ambrose. That's why. And they wanted them three to be the future for the era. They wanted them to be the face for that era. Let me explain something to you. You don't see how they pushing for Kingo. They want him to be the heir apparent to what Rey Mysterio and Eddie is. Actually, look how they pushing Dominic. They pushing him to be the next Eddie. So, I'm gonna have to wrap this up soon. Let me get through this. The thing with AEW, like I said, Tekla, that's her name. The match with her and Queen Aminata, they showed something. They showed how Queen Aminata she did not no sell. She no sell, I guess, to finish and then just walked out. I did notice that stomp off the top rope was a little stiff. I mean, I don't know if they had beef or, they was like, yo, lay it in. But that was a great match. All I know is this much, people. Like, right now, AEW, I'm loving it. It's a lot that went on there, but I'm not going to go through everything from AEW, period. Because the Don Callis faction, like I said before, they like, they deep. Like, we got a 10-man this coming week. You got another, 8-man, 10-man, 8-man. We got 2 big 8-man, 10-man, whatever tag team matches coming up on Grand Slam. The furthering, I think the Ops and the Death Riders, and I think the Young Bucks. Like I said, what is it? Hold on, let's do Mexico Grand Slam. Let me do this real quick. Here we go. Let me see what we got. Okay. Oh, yes, that's right. Mercedes Moné gets the shots at the CMLL tag titles. The Death Riders, John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta versus the Young Bucks. With the Young Bucks, will take on the Ops, Swerve Strickland, and Ospreay. And then, of course, the other big one, Adam Cole, Atlantis Jr., Bandito, as well as Brody King and Danny Garcia will go against Templario will go against the Don Callis family and FTR. Wow. And then Mascara Dorada will go against Ricochet, Hologram, and Leo Rush in a 4-way match. And, of course, Kazuchika Okada will go against Mark Briscoe in a singles match because he didn't feel my man wasn't feeling what the fuck he did to Kenny Omega. So, but all in looked like he's gonna be off the chain. It looked like he's gonna be good as shit. I'm gonna try my damnedest to rent that bitch so I can watch it. But there's other stuff that's coming up. Real quick about the ratings, because I've been seeing a lot of people talking about the ratings. And I talked about this on previous shows. They're hitting 1 million people a week, people. Whether y'all know it or not, whether you want to believe it or not, TV is half the viewing. The other viewing is the streaming. How I know this? I stream it on Prime and I stream it on Max. I don't have cable. I don't watch it on TNT and I don't watch it on TBS. So if I'm watching it on Max, the fuck make you think nobody else is? You feel me? How in God's name do you actually think that nobody is watching on Max? So when the numbers came out and they said, well, yeah, combined, it was like over 1 million. Yeah. Just like they were talking about CW. Believe it or not, did you check the CW streaming? Once again, there's a lot of people that don't have cable. They stream NXT on the CW app. Y'all ain't heard the CW one time sit here and say, they ain't doing shit on the app. I guarantee you, they're getting more subscriptions now thanks to NXT than they were for any show they got. The point is, the streaming is the key. That's why WB is so happy with them. And trust me, when the time comes, they're going to probably get more motherfucking money for their shit. If not, trust me, AEW has already made sure that they will always be on TV. So, now that's something that I missed. Y'all wanted me to hit on one of these shows. I apologize because I kind of had to do this quickly because I have another show that I have to do. And plus, I gave y'all an hour some good pro wrestling smoke. So don't forget, I got other podcast episodes, the Smokers Lounge. Also, please check out the Premium Smoke Room on Loyal Fans, and also subscribe to my stuff on Spotify. You feel me? So with that being said, life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over. We out. Go catch up with some of that pro wrestling smoke, baby.